Hello viewers, Elements 118, and it's time once again for some World of Warships. Now last time we looked at destroyers, so this time we're going to look at cruisers. Cruisers are to World of Warships what medium tanks are to World of Tanks really. They're the middleweights of the battlefield. They can't really take on an enemy battleship on their own, but they can take on an enemy destroyer on their own and win. Here in my port I have the St. Louis, the Tier 3 American cruiser, and the Phoenix, the Tier 4 American cruiser. Now let's get stuck in with some gameplay. The role of cruisers really is to provide fire support against enemy battleships and cruisers, and to deal with enemy destroyers. And to a certain extent, particularly at the higher tiers, to provide some covering anti-aircraft fire. They tend to have, at the higher tiers, better anti-aircraft fire than other classes of ship. Looks like we're getting into a Tier 4 game here, on the New Dawn map. Domination mode, therefore team has to get 1000 points in order to win. Gain points by controlling the capture points or by sinking enemy ships, and you lose points for losing your own team's ships. Now I'm going to enter the battle in a bit late. The first game always takes longer, as it does in World of Tanks, to load than the any subsequent games that I have in World of Warships on the same day. Patience is a virtue. Any second now. Alright, here we go. Full speed ahead. And, well, let's go this way. Now the St. Louis is not a typical cruiser really. It doesn't have any anti-aircraft guns, but then again it is a low-tier cruiser. None of the low-tier American cruisers have any anti-aircraft armament, I do believe. But what makes this thing really special is the amount of guns it has. You can see down the bottom here all of this stuff here. These are all the individual guns that I have on my ship. There are 14 of them. Yeah, that's a lot for Tier 3, you would think. Although you can't have them all firing at the same target at once, because they're all, most of them are mounted on the sides, with a few at the front and the rear. In total, you can have a maximum of 8 guns firing at one target at any one time. And it's not a particularly fast cruiser either. But then again, I suppose that balances it out for the tremendous firepower that you get. Some friendly torpedo bombers there. Fighters up ahead, they didn't spot anything. No idea what we could be running into here.
Team has taken the lead.
We've captured B, although the enemy is starting to capture C, which means something has got to be in there somewhere. Probably an enemy destroyer. Oh, there's a cruiser over there. He's not the one capping. These guys are out of range. Well, the enemy team have managed to capture C successfully and haven't spotted anything inside it. There must be a destroyer in there somewhere. There's a lot of enemy ships coming. Right. Enemy cruiser. Shots out. Didn't give enough lead on that. Try again.
Our team is taking the lead.
Maneuver a bit. Try to avoid those incoming shots. Prepare the fire. And there's the enemy destroyer that we wanted to see. He's the one who was capping. And St. Louis is very good at dealing with destroyers because of its enormous firepower. I'm turning the ship around, try and get away as quickly as possible. There are a lot of enemy ships coming this way. Oh dear, there's torpedoes in the water. Quickly. Avoiding the first spreads. I'm on fire all over the place. Avoided all the torpedoes. But I'm not out of danger yet. Far from it, in fact. I'm going to be dead any second, if I'm honest. And there we are. Yeah, well, definitely the speed and manoeuvrability of the St. Louis is not something you should rely on in battle. Yeah. Not all about the firepower. We're not just going to sit here watching that battle. Let's exit to the port and have a go in the Phoenix instead. You will notice, going from Tier 3 to Tier 4 in the American cruiser line, a massive difference in the mobility. The Phoenix is a lot faster and a lot more manoeuvrable than the St. Louis, although it doesn't have quite the same firepower. It does get some short-range torpedoes though, which is rare for an American cruiser. It's the same map, starting from the other side though.
Action stations.
I'm going to go this way. And this thing still has 10 guns, which is quite a lot to be honest. But again, they're not mounted in turrets, so you can't fire with all of them at once. I'm going to advance towards point A. Now then, you should be able to tell already the manoeuvrability of the Phoenix is definitely a step up from the St. Louis. In case some of you are wondering why I'm calling it the St. Louis, it's because it's American. Yes, it should be St. Louis, being based on the way it's spelt. But the Americans are not very good with French. So they decide they're going to pronounce the S anyway. Yep, that's American for you. It doesn't look like I've got any support coming this way. Friendly destroyers haven't woken up yet. Well, I'm not going to go out and get killed pointlessly. So, let's try to turn the ship around and head towards B, perhaps. He's out of range. Right. The torpedoes on the Phoenix are not very good torpedoes. They launch 3 with each spread, but they only have a 5 or 6 or so kilometer range. which is not as good as you'd get in a Japanese destroyer, for instance, or even a Japanese cruiser. Enemy destroyer spotted. Good news, I'm in a cruiser. Looks good. Oh, yep. Help defend the base as well. Wait to come round the island again. Looks like he's gone. Oh, there he is. Looks like some of those hit the island. No. No good. No. Those were always going to hit the island. Oh well, the destroyer's gone now. I'm going to switch to armor piercing. Turn around. Where's he? Oh, he's right behind that island. I'm not going to be able to hit him. Can just about hit that one over there. The enemy team have captured A. Of course they have. None of us went over there. Oh, enemy cruiser. He's knocked out my steering. He immediately repair that. And that's a St. Louis I'm battling against there. Oh dear. Looks like he got a citadel penetration on me, and I've not got my torpedoes are not in range, and looks like a last salvo from one of those enemy cruisers and took me out. So, yeah. If you get citadel penetrations on your ship, it's obviously very devastating, especially if you've already used your damage control ability and it's on cooldown for a minute and a half. What actually happened there was my steering got destroyed again, my engine got destroyed, which means I would have slowed down to a halt, and of course I wouldn't have been able to turn without any steering, and my torpedo tubes were knocked out as well, so I couldn't use them. It just didn't go very well at all. Now it looks like the enemy team are capturing every single point. And it also shows I'm not really that good at playing cruisers. But hopefully I gave you a bit of a head start into what you can expect driving a cruiser, and what you can expect a cruiser to do, either when it's on the enemy team or if it's on your team. Sorry the battles were not very good, but of course no replay system in World of Warships yet, so I had no idea what was going to happen, and just so happened that not very good came of it. But I just wanted to get some footage of cruisers in World of Warships for you. I hope you were at least educated, if you weren't, you know, thrilled. And as always, viewers, good luck on the battlefield, and I'll see you next time.